a top Parkinson's disease specialist from Walter Reed Army Medical Center. Dr. Kevin Kennard has visited the White House at least 10 times since 2022. Cringe, of course, the spokesmodel, had this to say about it today in a somewhat hostile press exchange.
For security reasons, we cannot share names. We cannot share names. We have to.
Others he would have met with.
We cannot.
You can share names in regards to if someone came here in regards to the president.
We cannot share names of specialists broadly. I cannot from here confirm any of that because we have to keep their privacy. We have to keep their privacy.
It is public information.
I hear you. Guys, hold on a second. There's no reason to go back and forth with me in this aggressive way.
Miffed around here about how information's been shared with the press corps around here.
What are you missed about? What are you missed about?
Everything he just asked about.
And then every time I come back and I answer the question.
I was very happy to see that part, the White House press corps speaking up a little bit for the first time in 3.5 years. Remember how they sounded during the Trump press briefings, like a pack of jackals seeking to slake their thirst on the carcasses of their prey. And today it got a little bit, but the Foldy that I said, well, you can't share those names with you. It's a government doctor coming to a government building whose name is in the visitor logs, which are public property, to visit the President of the United States. And it might explain a lot about his current state.
Well, I think there are two ways to look at what we've seen. And one is a theory that we've talked about that my friend John Ashbrook has postulated, that the only time you'll see journalists, liberal journalists, attacking a Democrat is when it directly benefits another Democrat. And that's obviously what's going on here politically. But then the other thing that's going on is the journalists are now trying to rehabilitate their own reputations because, like we were talking about earlier, they have this information dominance. And then all of a sudden, everyone and their mother understands these people who have seen Biden up close and personal have been lying to us for 3.5 years. So this is their one chance where they want to pretend that they are anything other than stenographers for the Democratic Party, which is all that they do during these press briefings. The reason we're airing this is because it's so different from the normal slobbering that they do to every Democrat on that podium. So don't think this is about truth. This is about the journalists trying to launder their own reputations.
Yeah, that's right. And it's, yeah, Jesse, that's all exactly right. And the White House press corps barking, getting a little bit snippy just for a moment. But we're talking about a Parkinson's disease specialist from Walter Reed visiting the White House at least 10 times in the last 2 years-ish.
I still believe that they're just releasing the diseases that are appropriate. So Parkinson's is motor skills. Notice they're not talking about Alzheimer's, which is memory skills, and they're leaving that one out. So Parkinson's is the safe bet. Let's just go with that because his motor skills are not working, but that has nothing to do with his memory and his capabilities and his intellect. And I picked up on that very quickly today.
But Jason, I mean, these are public records, and this the health of the president.
So first of all, Parkinson's, after a while, it starts with motor skills, but then can lead to dementia. So it's not just, it is about memory. And I know that doesn't help Joe Biden any, but that's just the truth. The other thing I would say is in terms of information dominance, one of the things Chris and I have talked about is the New York Post and its success and its reach. And then you have the Wall Street Journal, which is legacy media, they're right wing. And then you have, of course, the #1 cable news network. I won't mention their name. And then the fastest growing cable news network, which we are on right now. So I'm not sure. And the right, of course, dominates talk radio. So I'm really confused about this information dominance.
Named the left every big conservative outlet on
Now, I'll take the rest of the show, list all the left.
I will say, one of the things about those press briefings and that they're getting testy, and you compare them to the Trump era, we have to remember that there were so few press briefings under the Trump era. Remember, Stephanie Grisham didn't have a press briefing for months on end when she was...
Donald Trump tortured the entire press corps by exhausting their questions every time he got out of bed in the morning.
We're talking about a press briefing in the press room, and Stephanie Grisham didn't have one for a long time, and neither did Sarah Huckabee.
But I'd rather hear from the president, and Donald Trump unequivocally spoke to the press directly more than Joe Biden has. And let's just remember, doctor-patient confidentiality, it goes one way, not the other. They can say, they can confirm if this doctor was there 10 times. They can say, no, it was a different doctor. They're allowed to do that. It's the other way around where the doctor can't disclose, oh, I saw Joe Biden and I gave him this diagnosis.